Hello, 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 hello. Hey, 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 hey. We doing a drawing stream today. It's gonna be fun. I have a few things planned for today. And hopefully it ends up being super fun. I don't know. If you've seen the last few things that I've posted over on Twitter, you'll notice that I've been doing concept for this like electric type line. We're gonna be doing a lot of work on that today. So, excuse me, Jesus. No, I just had okay, classic Neon eating spicy food right before stream. I had sweet and spicy chicken, and I made it, and it was pretty dang good. Honestly, would make it again. But yeah, we're doing electric type bear, you know? Let me just boop. These guys. And I drew these two guys off stream. We're doing drawing tablet, by the way. We get that. Yay! Okay. Let me remember how to use this thing actually. Okay. But yeah, I drew these two guys off stream the other day, and I'm like, I don't like them very much. So I'm just gonna be like drawing a bunch of variations of these two things, and we are going to see which ones look best. Starting with this guy, because honestly, I've been trying to find a design for this thing for like the longest time. I'm talking like years. Years I've been trying to figure out how this thing will look. And I guess, you know what? I guess we can go through and I can draw like the iterations that this guy has had. Because I feel like that would be fun. Starting with the first one. Let's see if I can even remember what it looked like. It kind of... Hold on. Let me make this smaller. Whoop. Just give me 5. There we go. So I want to say this original design was made a super long time ago. So it probably looks like garbage by today's standards. That's not right. But I do still think it's kind of goofy that we thought this was a good design. Well, some people did. I did not think it was a good design. But I think it's still funny. That's just a beware, first of all. Like, literally, if I added... Oops. If I added the ears... That's just a beware. But, you'll see why this design did not work. Very, very briefly. If I can get these lines correct. Pretty much like that, and then he's got so This is our boy's first design, and it was honestly completely terrible. And his name, I don't even remember how to. I think it was like this. So this was Beardery, and he sucked. Honestly, I hated him so much. But that doesn't mean it's not funny. And this was just the design he had for the longest time, and he looked stupid, and I didn't like it. And I felt like he needed something better. So thus began the several attempts of me trying to make something better and failing. I remember one of them kind of looked like this. He had these big ol' eyes. Whoop. Already looking exactly like Tinder's, by the way. He had the Pikachu cheeks as well, which is like whatever. He had the stupid arms. And at this point, he doesn't even look like a bear anymore, and it's just kind of lame. Boop, 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 boop. He's got the feet. Boop, boop, boop. And he had this kind of, like, a vest design almost on him, because he would carry, like, here's a side view. Gosh, he was not that thin. He's like, boop. Feet. And then his vest would go up here. Like that. And he'd be carrying this, like, a battery on his back. Like a wind-up toy, almost. And I'm like, this doesn't work. But this is when he was, like, Kubrick, right? This is when we got his, like, actual name. And it kind of, you can kind of see how it evolved into what we have today, which I'm still not entirely happy with. Like, this guy didn't even have colors. He was just a sketch, so it's like, you know? I don't know. So we're gonna see what I can do currently with the new knowledge that I don't want to have battery motifs in this anymore because, well, we might, but not in the form, not like, definitely more subtle than this, you know? Oh, by the way, back then, fun fact, this guy was single Evo. Like, he didn't used to evolve. He used to just look like that. And it was awful. Like, so bad that, like, I didn't even make a sprite for it ever, because I'm just like, I don't want to use this. Still, I feel like he should be cataloged, because he is special. He is the original, after all. Okay, I guess just starting out, we should just take this guy's face and just, like, figure out what we want to do with it, right? I was thinking that for the final evolution, his two front, like, paw arms, whatever you want to call them, would be like defibrillators, and he'd like claw you with both of them and then shock you like with, you know, like, I guess kind of like what Palmot is now, because this is obviously, this is before Palmot existed that we came up with this. So technically Nintendo, Game Freak, They stole from us, so. Let's do the ears first, I suppose. So, I want the ears to kind of be decently sized, but not like super big, right? Although we could make them super big, and then it would look not like a bear anymore. I would say around this size is good for the first stage. Right? And another thing I want to avoid with this guy's design is I don't want to make him look too much like Teddy Ursa, because he already kind of has the same build. Like, literally, if I were to do this... like, boom, we have Teddy Ursa, right? We don't want that. So I will do what I can to avoid that. And the first step I took to dodge that was to just make his snoot just like square shaped, I guess. That was a big thing. I'm just like, I want him to look unique compared to the other bear Pokemon that exist. And the square snoot in his later forms is going to help him to be, like, more imposing, I guess. I don't know what kind of face I want him to have. He could even do something like this. I don't know. But I don't think that looks very good. What we could also do is bring back the battery motif and put his... we could put his nose there instead of there, you know? Because here it kind of just looks like you slapped it on... well, I guess it kind of looks like you slapped it on both ways, but... I guess that's more battery shaped, and then... doop, doop. Maybe his cheeks could be here, but that doesn't look good at all. We'll keep it like that for now. Very small nose. I don't know. Boop. There's also the factor of what the inside of his ears look like, right? Because they could just be circles like that. Then how did I do his eyes? I don't recall. Oh yeah. The eyes are a kind of weird shape. They kind of have this layered design with the pupils where it kind of does this sort of a thing. Which I wanted because I wanted his eyes to be like contrasting from the rest of his body, right? Not sure how I feel about it. Because I also feel like they kind of make him look... I don't know, the eyes give him... or this is what gives him a life to his, it's what gives him personality, I think. I don't know. And they look very kind of... I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like his snoot should definitely be smaller or or lower down though. Like we could go with something like this and then just do like a... why did that undo twice? He's like, I don't know. But yeah, I think this should definitely be not quite as tall as it is. Can I make this bigger, please? Thank you. Let's see here. Okay. I keep pressing the wrong buttons on my drawing pad because I'm like not used to it yet. Boop, 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 boop. Something more like this. I think that works better. It gives him more space for his eyes and the rest of his face. You know? As for the ears, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them. Let me just copy paste this, honestly. Whoop. Copy, paste. Where's my move tool? Whoop. Let's just make a few. Oops. Now these are all on separate layers, which is so cool. Oops. Now they're not. Okay, cool. And then we can kind of edit them from here, you know? Oh yeah, can't forget. He has these little things. Hold on. Ah! He's got the... The, like, the Naruto... spikies on his, whatever those are. They kind of look like whiskers, but they're not. Let's see here. Whoop. I do want to try out different ear designs, because that is something that I'm not entirely sure about. At least in this present moment. I'm just gonna think these up on the fly because I literally have no clue what I'm like gonna settle on right now. We could go with what his evolutions have and just do like they're spiked like that and then they continue down like normal. These ones, they're a little harder to style because you don't exactly know where the circle is, and then their ears just go like that. I don't really know how I feel about these ears, to be honest with you. Well, they do look kind of neat. I kind of don't think they fit the first stage at all. They're too spiky for my tastes, you know? But we'll keep them there as an option. I'm just gonna erase both of these sets of ears right now. Whoop. And here as well. Okay. Deep, 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 deep. Because I think I want to keep the first stage's ears pretty round. I don't know how I feel about it if I were to just like... Because this, if I do something like that, it doesn't read as like a bear, you know? That reads as something else. Hi Crimson, how are you? How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Dude, we're drawing bears today. Check it out. Because I don't like these designs, and we're redoing them, you know? You're good? That's good to hear. I'm doing alright myself. But basically what I've done so far, right, is I've gone through, we're focusing on this guy right now, right? This is gonna be unbearable. It already is for me. This has been like a multiple year struggle. So, I started the stream by going all the way back, right, several years ago when we first conceptualized this Pokemon. And it was this thing, right? And this thing, while it was funny to look at, it was objectively bad, and we all agreed that it sucked, right? But this guy stuck around for years as just like on the back burner being like, hey, this thing needs a design. And eventually we renamed it to Kubrick, and I came up with a design where it had like a battery on its back, and it looked stupid, and I didn't like it. And then after a few more redraws, it eventually became this guy. Right? But I'm still not super happy with it. You just hit a 5-stream watch streak. That's a thing? You can do like watch streaks on Twitch? That's sick. So right now we're working on designing ears for this thing. We're gonna go through like all of the design stuff, you know? Apparently. Because for me, I think this is just never going to be the ear shape we go with, right? Like, I don't think... Because then you'd have to put, like... Like, to me, this reads as, like, sea creature more than it does bear. You know what I mean? It's gotta have, like, the full bear kind of round ear. The round, poofy ear. You managed to, like, a dual tunnel borer on the server? Wait, that's actually crazy. We could also move the ears down. That also doesn't read as bear. Or we could move them up here. I don't know. You like watching it explode. I'm assuming you're boring for netherite, right? Oh, you know what else we could do? You need 4 stacks of the... Oh yeah, you're right. You do need 4 stacks of this stuff. You know what? I think I just came up with the ear design. What if we do square ears? Then it matches the... It matches the snoot, and it kind of ties the design together very nicely, in my opinion. Let me just get this ear a little better. In other news, you've nearly completed the Gen 1 living in Cobblemont? Really? Wow. That's like... actually super damn impressive. Wow. Also, you got a new starter. Oh, classic. What starter is it this time? Boop, boop, boo. The fire. Oh, Score Bunny. You get the second stage, sadly, and another Torchic. Honestly, I kind of really dig the square ears. Wait, and then I do this? Nah, wait, maybe. So one more Torchic and I can have all 3 stages in the living decks. That is true. You would have Blaziken and Combusken. I remember making a grass ghost type bear. Do I remember that one? Did you show me that one? I don't remember. It seems familiar. But I don't know if that's because you've shown me other grass ghost types. Or if it was the bear. Now his ears look like batteries. Okay, I actually really dig this. This is what we're going with, for sure. Boop, 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 boop. You did? Okay. That's why. Yeah, I thought you did, but I wasn't entirely sure. The original 3. Oh yeah, that checks out. Okay, yeah. Let's make a separate 4 down here. Whoop. Okay. Fire, Poison Fox, the Grass Ghost Bear, the Water Fighting Bee. Yes, I do remember those. I do remember those. And the beaver looked like a superhero. Oh, wait, I gotta... Ta-da! Okay. Let's get rid of these arrows. Shit, I think we're finally getting somewhere with this stupid thing. I want to do eyes next. Boop, 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 boop. Another news found a desert, badlands / coral reef, but you have to go to the nether. Well, that's still good though. I mean, badlands is super useful, right? Let's see here. I think one of the options for the eyes is literally just like the signature beady eyes, you know? But I feel like I give like every Fakemon that I make these eyes. You know what I mean? So I don't know how I feel about giving this guy them. I don't think they kind of fit, but not really, you know? It's 15,000 blocks away if you don't use another. Dang. So it's like 2,500 blocks. Or maybe a little less than 2,000 in the nether, I take it. I feel like if he's like this, he needs something else, you know? He needs something else on his head if he's gonna have this. I don't know. And of course, we can't forget the right? You could give it half circular eyes. What's his typing? This guy's pure electric all the way through. We could give it like... We give him like this kind of eyes, although I don't think that would. I don't know. What is this, the Pikachu clone? No, that's Jacketet. This is like the Shinx clone. Or the Mareep clone. I don't think this one works very well. It's just, can I keep it a buck with you? I don't think that works very well. There we go. I swear, I can draw arrows from some directions way better than others. I just cannot draw arrows from that angle, apparently. Okay. We could also do, like, some sort of... like... super thick outline. He's not a Pikachu clone because I specifically didn't give him the Pikachu cheeks. That's something I don't want to do. If I give him these, he just looks like Grumpy Cat. I kinda dig it a little bit. I don't know. Again, with this design, I feel like he's missing something. I don't know, some sort of like... You know what I mean? Although, here he just looks like a cat. I feel like he looks more cat than bear here. You look up Pokemon eyes to get an idea. Yeah. But wouldn't it be more fun to just, like, make our own stuff? Make a pattern on his head that resembles a charging battery. Ah, that's an idea. Like, hold on, I'll just do it on this one. Like... like a bunch of lines like this. This could also be a pattern on his stomach as well. His ears already look like charging adapters. Yeah, I tried to make them look... I don't know. I feel like I wanted to make them battery shaped. Let's see if I can't get more of these. Let's do more eyes. I'm a fan of eyes around here. Boop. Boop. God, I'm gonna need a bigger artboard for this. Merge. Merge. Okay. Let's get all of this out of here. Because, like, this much without the eyes, I'm happy with, right? It's just a matter of adding to it that's giving me trouble. Although, I feel like I should be bookmarking this design here, because there is another electric type that I feel like could use these eyes very well. By the way, I'm gonna send you some screenshots of your current mon you're working on. It's the Evo of the Bat one. Look, don't know if it looks good or not. I'll check it out. Ooh, whoa. His face is complicated. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, his everything is complicated. What the heck? Dude. Okay. So are those like tiny wings on his back that he's got? What's going on there? It looks very cool, I will say. I like it. I like the amount of detail you've put into it. He's got like some sort of, is that his tail, like that curve? Oh, he's got two. Okay, those are tails. His claws are very, I like the claws a lot. Yeah, yes, he's an Evo. Yes. What other eyes could we give him? You know the electrode eyes that go just like, how do the electrode eyes go? They go like, the electrode eyes. I don't know, this isn't really a furrowed brow, but where's eyes are a part of like an overskull. Oh, so he's got like an outer. Okay. You know, I kind of, because is the red like his his actual thing, and then like he's got like a helmet on, kind of almost. Like Cubone. Yeah. That's super neat, actually. What other eyes could we do, chat? We could do like positive and negative. Hello, Sunny FBX. Welcome in, welcome in. That is a decent idea, actually. What if we just kind of like boop, 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 boop. He's a PlayStation controller. Oh wait. I should not draw this in one thing. What if like he's got eyes like this, and then he blinks, and it turns like that, you know? Positive and negative eyes is not a bad idea, don't, right? Or his mouth could be negative. Maybe. Oh, like his like this sort of a thing. Maybe, I don't know. You know what? How about I do that? I'm gonna do two separate ones. One of them... Ooh, hold on. What if that's like his pupils? I can get the eye shape right. Jesus. Artist discovers trying to draw a circle. There we go. That works. Kind of like this. Also, by the way, that Batmon you're working on is called Dreadwing. It's like... Okay, I like Dreadwing as a name. It reminds me of Dreadnought. And that's a good vibe for like a bat Pokemon, you know? He'd have eyes like that, right? And then he could have like... I really don't want to give him Pikachu cheeks, that's the thing. He could have something like that, I don't know. He could also have just like... perpetually closed eyes. With kind of like a... No. I could make him an old wise man. Okay, I'm not gonna do that actually. Something like that. And his pre-evo is called Skulkfang. Skulkfang and Dreadwing. Oop. 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 It looks like he has a star on his face. Wait a second. What about a... No, I've already done a Pokemon with a star motif, though. So I can't do that again. Let's see here. The sulking bat Pokemon. Yeah, yeah. I'm excited to see it when it's fully colored. I want to see that for sure. Let's see here. What if we took these eyes and made them like slightly more, hold on. What if we made him like energetic? Like, what if we gave him like Pancham eyes? Oops. You did do its preview. I don't think I have shown it though. One sec. I remember you showed me some form of the pre-Evo. I don't know why, I really like the big dark eyes on this guy. Yeah, you shown the base model. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't think you had made a Dex entry by that point. I could be wrong, though. Send this colored version with a shiny. Ooh, 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 ooh. You know, his base form looks actually eerily similar to a mon that I made, which is crazy. Like, same colors and everything. That's insane, actually. Just got its textures. Oh, really? Wait, what? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have full art for him. Hold on. I can actually show that on stream real quick. Let me pull it up. Let's see here. This is for Crimson chat, anybody else, but yeah, I'll get a sneak peek of a new mon that I haven't shown on stream yet, because Crimson just so happened to make a mon that looks really similar. Here he is. I told you, same colors and everything. Whoop. This is, so I showed another bat Pokemon on stream previously, but this is one that I created before that, and I'm gonna have both of them as kind of like counterparts. And this, like, Crimson, you see what I mean, right? He looks like he's got the same colors, the same, almost the same body shape. He looks goofy, love him, right? I had a much easier time designing this bat than the other one, because with the other one, you saw the concept art I did. This one, I'm just like, I have an idea, and I drew it, and it worked. So I'm just like, I'm keeping this guy. But yeah. He looked same colors. Yeah. Hey, great minds think alike. What can I say? What can I say? Anyway, though. Moving on. Okay. So, as it turns out, I don't think I like this one very much. Sorry. In terms of this guy, I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with them. Chat, got any other ideas? Got any other ideas for this guy? I'm still trying to think of things. And I can't just make them like bright like this, right? I can't just do that because that's Chirp Arrow's eyes. I could make him. You know what I could do? I could give him like a panda pattern and his eyes are just this. You know? I'm not sure how well that works, but it's definitely an option. Excuse me. Jesus. Excuse me. Okay. Can I be honest? I think this one's very low effort. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let's see here. What if we continue the theme of squares? When in doubt, just draw squares. You know? Can never go wrong with them. And then we do like a... No. We do like a... No. Something, I don't know, just something. Just something here. Boop. He's a nerd, chat. He's a nerd. Then maybe we move. When I do that, guy, chat, can you hear when my computer goes boo boo? Like in the sound. I really don't like this one, by the way. This one, it's basically the same as the other one, but it's worse by like a lot. Boo doo boo doo boo. The only reason I'm not making more faces right now, by the way, is because I don't want to fill up more of the screen with faces. Ooh, I kind of like that, actually. Wait. Check this out. Idea. Whoop. Whoop. He just has something like this. Or maybe like this. No, I like this better. Boop. You see? It's a lot of detail, but I kind of like it. I don't like that though. Can he have a smiling face like this? He looks high. I don't know how else to say it. And then his eyes could be like a specific color. I kind of really dig that actually. And then this would go all the way up. I don't know how that would look on the back though. Oh, what am I thinking, chat? How could I have done this so badly? It's obviously it's got to be squares. How could I forsake the square meta at the last second? Boop. There we go. You know? I think we've come a long way since the beginning. To be perfectly honest with you, I think I'm leaning towards this, honestly. Just running with this. That's a horrible arrow. This gives like bear energy where it's like it's like small big eyes, so it's still like the first form, but it also looks like tired. What if we just gave it like eyebrows? And just like dropped the whole... You know? I like it. Yeah. He looks like an old soul. Boop, boop, boop. Hi Pancake Gaming. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome in. Alright. So here's our roster of face shapes, facial features. I kind of really like this one. I don't know why, it just looks stupid. I also really dig this one, but I think I might just recycle this for a different Pokemon. Because I do have one in mind. Alright, From there, we gotta figure out how to connect this to a body that makes sense. I might drop the diesel things. I feel like they stick out a little too much, make his ears a little too long. And yes, that means we lose out on a little detail, but I think that's fine for the most part. I'm also not entirely sure about these. They do look nice, and I do like the pattern that it makes. But then without them, he kind of feels like he's missing something, you know? So let's take this, and let's connect it to a body, I think, is the next step. Boop. Boop. Move tool. Whoop. Just throw it there for now. We've filled enough of the screen already. I feel like his body needs to be small. Not sure why. I'll give him the same arms that he generally has. And the same general body shape that he generally has. Like that. And he has this like, boop, you know? Oh yeah, Neon, did you see the new game drop for Minecraft? Yes, I did. It adds baby things. Honestly, I like the baby chickens. Can I be honest? I really like the baby chickens. This guy looks stupid. Oh, he's got the little baby feet spikes that like all Gen 1 Pokemon have. I don't know, it's just more stuff no one's really asking for. I will agree. I think the format of game drops kind of prevents them from really doing anything big with the game ever. Which I think they know that, and I think they're trying to figure out a way to deal with that, because like they must hear the fans' voices. They're like, we want this, right? Like back when they were asking for Cave Update, and they just kept like not doing Cave Update. Which they did eventually, right? And it was so big they had to split it into like 3 updates. He looks like a goofy dude. Yeah. I don't think the face really matches the body, and now I'm looking at it like this. He'd be a little scruffier here. Give him some, like... I don't know. I feel like he should be scruffy. I don't know, now that I put it on the body, I don't really like it as much. Can I be honest? I don't really like his face as much when it's on his body. Yeah, excuse me. How long have I been drawing for? That is a good question. I only got this drawing tablet like very recently, but so I'm not very good at it yet. But I have been working on this Fakemon project since 2018? So, and I only just started, like, I started streaming it because I'm like, wait a minute, people might want to see this, because like, Blockbench and stuff, because I do modeling in, like, Blockbench, right? And I integrate, I make these dudes, like, usable, and, like, actually you can build a team with them via Cobblemon, because that's, like, the easiest way that I could find to do it, because I don't know how to code. So I just learned like the basic Minecraft data pack stuff, and then boom, you can use them in Minecraft now, which is almost as good as having like a game. But I would say since around like 2018 is when I really got into like designing stuff, you know? That's so cool, thank you. And if you're curious and you wanna play the add-on for yourself, here on YouTube, so there should be a link in the description to the Modrinth page. You don't have to, but it's there if you want to check it out. But I digress. I don't think his eyes fit this very well. What if we change this a little bit? The mouth fixes it almost instantly, which is very surprising. Like this looks like an old man, right? This looks like a happy old man. Okay, well okay, I didn't really sell it very well there. He looks homeless. If I do something like this. Because I did give him, in this art up here, I did give him like scruffy, or like scruffy fur, right? And I kind of want to preserve that in his final design, because I think it would look neater. Maybe the square eyes are too imposing. I said I would do square eyes because, you know, everything else on his face is square, but he looks too imposing with square features, so maybe I'll round him out a little bit. Which, fun fact about art, if you want to draw something imposing, you use square shapes. You can make them look like they're built like a wall. Where if you use softer, rounder shapes, they look less intimidating. Except he's starting to resemble Stewie Griffin in my mind, and I can't unsee it. And it's kind of annoying me. Maybe I round these as well. Except if I round them off like this, it might look like he has like eyeshadow or something, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe if I make it the same color as like the rest of him, you know? I don't like that. I'm sorry. I don't like that at all. He looks like he's got eyeshadow, and I'm not a fan. Not because I don't like eyeshadow, it's just I don't think it fits his aesthetic. You know? We could also just get rid of the eyebrows entirely. What would that look like? It would definitely make him look less old. Which is like kind of what we want. Wait, chat. I think that might be it actually. Without the eyebrows, you can really tell he's looking in two different directions, but you know, it kind of works. What typing is he? He is a pure electric type. Still not entirely sure about his forehead, but I think it's better than just having like this, you know? Because I don't think, especially with how his final form was originally planned to work, where he just has nothing up here, right? FYI, these are like original concepts I did for these mods. I really want the final Evo to resemble something like this. And he doesn't have like any kind of head hair, so maybe this will just work better in general. He's so stupid looking. Maybe, hold on, I'm gonna copy paste this real quick. Boop. Boop. Okay, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I'm gonna make his eyes a little bit smaller. Like, we'll still keep the same eye shape, but I want to make them a little smaller, just so that we can see what it would look like. Because I don't want to do this. I don't want to just do that shape, because then he's going to turn into Boy Kisser, and we don't necessarily want... I know, well, some people would, but I don't think that's, like, what the vibe we're going for. No. With smaller eyes, he immediately becomes much older looking. He also looks like he's gonna try to riz me, and it makes me kind of want to punch him in the face. So maybe we get rid of this, and we go back to this. Where's my undo button? There it is. Boop. Like, this looks better. I think he looks less insane, which means this part of him doesn't particularly match this face. Like, does this look good? I genuinely am just like, I can't tell. Boop. The eyebrows do make his eyes look bigger, I'll say that. I kind of like that, honestly. I keep pressing all of the wrong buttons on my drawing pad, by the way. So if I like stop doing something, if I like stop drawing or like stop talking and you just like witness me just sitting there awkwardly, it's because I'm trying to find the right button on my drawing pad. I don't know which is better. That's the problem. I don't either. It's like when you're making a me in Me Maker, and it's like you move the eyes like 1 pixel down and it makes it look entirely different. You know what I mean? That's like the stage we're at. What's happening? Hello? Ah! I keep accidentally hitting the save button, which I guess I should be saving, but... I don't know. I think this works as a counterpart. Well, not really a counterpart, but as like a mirror to Jakutet, right? Because if I bring Jakutet on here, let me just put this on OBS, it'll be easier. Boop, boop, boop. Where's Jakutet? Here he is. Like, he kinda looks a lot older than Jakutet. I'll put this guy down here. Whoop. You can show at the bottom, you know? There we go. He can be over here, actually. There we go. But yeah, if this is our other electric type, then I want them to kind of be at least a little bit similar. Ah! Let's bring another one of you in. Because why not? Okay. Also, since this is just like a concepting stream and I don't really have an idea in my head, I'm super open to chat suggestions. I feel like circular eyes would work very well with this design, especially given like the shape of the rest of him, and he's got like a circle on his stomach. I just don't think eyes like this would work very well, you know? Okay, I take that back. They would work, they would just be boring, you know? I would, but you know my design process. Yeah. We could do like a... No, that's not right. He sees you. No. I just throw blocks together till it looks good. What do you think I'm doing? I'm throwing things together until it looks good. I'm throwing lines and scribbles and woo 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 woo. Guys, look, it's Chibi Doki. In a non-derogatory way. It's got done with the body and head of texturing your bat Pokemon. Nice. So, like, are you gonna show the class? Or are you gonna wait till it's done? Oops. Because if I do something like this... It, like, almost works, you know? And just like that, we've come full circle, and we're back at what we started with. Wait till it's done. Okay, Zogberg with that what? What does that mean? And then, like, later on in his evolution, his eye can be like this. You know? I don't know. Maybe add the bar design on its stomach behind the tummy patch? Maybe. Zoidberg, you'd call me Dr. Zoidberg? Isn't he the dude from Futurama? Oh, wait, it's like he has a zipper! The only thing I'm concerned about with this is how much can I get away with until it's suddenly just like over design, you know? That whoa 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 whoa. Whoa 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 whoa. What did I even do? The whoa 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 whoa. How did I say it? I don't even remember doing that. I'm gonna be real with you. Boop. He like has a it's like a battery, you know? I don't know, can I keep this and still have it be decent? Maybe if I make it like super tiny like this. It's like literally the thing that Ash has, like the little squiggles under his eyes. Which I guess would make sense. Because in this world he'd have this thing instead of a Pikachu, but like... I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? Which one do you like better? Or what combination, or if there's a combination of parts you want me to try, I can do that too. Can I actually make the thing, can I make the canvas size bigger? From the top left. I'm gonna bring this to like this big. Boop, there we go. That's better. What's his name? Let me write his name for you, actually. You know, I realized that I haven't actually... Well, I have, but I haven't actually... Whoop. His name's Kubrick. Like Kubrick, almost. Or Kubrick. I don't know where the brick comes from. I personally like how happy the third one looks. I do too. He's gonna evolve into a kind of like bruiser bear though, so he can stay happy. He's like Shinx to Luxray, you know? I do like this one though. I like this design a lot. I like it much better than this. I think this, I just kind of like threw up onto the canvas and this came out, right? And then this one, it's like, wow, we actually went through a design process, which means I like it better because there was actual thought put into it and I didn't just scribble things, you know? And I think that gives it something. I mean, if anything, it's a long way from this, so we've got that going for us at least. I guess, chat, if we're happy with this, I guess we can move on to coloring. Anybody looking forward to coloring? Because I know I am. One of my favorite parts. Copy, paste. We'll take a few color schemes, honestly. I'll move them up here. Copy, paste. Paste. Whoop. I'll do this. I don't think we're gonna need this many, but I'll just make a ton just in case, you know? That's that many. That's that many. Okay. Let's do coloring. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the easiest coloring. That is, I'm just gonna color pick this. Which I don't have a hotkey for, so I gotta go over here. Whoop. And I'm gonna set my, not that big, I'm gonna do 20. There we go. Doodle-doodle-doo. So the original color scheme for this guy was just yellow, right? And then orange highlights with brown, like, shades. And I thought it looked pretty neat. I might edit it a little bit. Like, I might make the brown a little less saturated and less, like, yellowish brown. Because I personally wasn't the biggest fan of that. Like, you can see here, the brown is very, like, barf colored almost, and I don't like that. It's like a very yellowy tone of brown, and I don't like it. Doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-boo-boo. Boo-doo-doo-boo-boo. Bum bum bum. Boom. And then we could add some of this, you know? Very subtle shading, because it's all one color. Alright. I'm gonna take the orange. Boop. And I'll be honest, this orange snout, straight from Urshifu. Like, I didn't even try to, like, hide it. It's just, that is just Urshifu's snout. Hold on, can I pull up a picture of Urshifu? Wait, no, Urshifu has a... That's shiny Urshifu. I might be thinking of the wrong thing. Right? Yeah, because shiny Urshifu has the orange snout. Boop. Okay. Let me just... Boop. There he is. He's kind of beneath everything, which is not ideal. Boop. There he is. Like, that is just Urshifu's snout. I guess that's more reddish, but it's like, I saw it as orange when I saw it. You know what I mean? Also, can I just say, I yearn to be I yearn for the day where I am good enough at art that I can make patterns like this. Is the idea supposed to be based off a battery? Vaguely. I mean, you can see in the original concept, we made things a little bit literal. Where he is literally just a battery with a bare face. And then I put a battery on his back in another concept, but I want it to be much more subtle. I want there to be like, I don't want you to look at it and be like, oh, that's a battery, but I feel like we could take inspiration from the shape, e.g. the snout here. I made the snout battery shaped, and then the ears used to be, hold on. The ears used to have that same shape, but I ended up dropping it because I felt like it made them stand out too much when the main focus is supposed to be on his face, you know? Neon, I think you're colorblind just a little. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I colorblind about? Oh, my colorblind, Cribson. Are you saying this isn't reddish orange? While you answer that though, I'm gonna go back to here. It is, what layer is it? It's that one. What even is this layer? I don't even know. I'm not gonna get rid of it though. Actually, yes I am. Who am I kidding? Because I noticed when I showed Dreadwing's base model, you said red, it's pink. Red? I mean, it's like a reddish, it's like a hot pink, if anything. It's like, well not, it's like slightly paler than hot pink, but it's like a reddish pink. I think we could agree on, you know? Not really. I should also point out, when I do these streams, I have nightlight on my computer turned on, so things are tinted more orange than they actually are. So that might be affecting things a little bit. So. Before you come at me with knives, torches, and pitchforks, I do use nightlight on my computer. Fair. Hold on, I'm gonna cough. There's like a scratch in my throat all of a sudden. I don't know what that was for. I don't like that ear color. I think it should be more pale. Like this color. No, it should be brighter is what it should be. Like this, I guess. That's just what this song does. It goes boop. And then the ears on the inside are orange. Am I drawing? I'm drawing on the layer above it, aren't I? I'm a big stupid idiot. Yep, okay. Ah! I made a folder. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Don't even worry your little head about it, chat. Was worried there for a second. What, you're worried that your streamer has color blindness? Don't worry. I can confirm that I can see all the colors except for Olo, because that color is not real. To humans, at least. I mean, maybe other people can see it, or maybe some people can see it, but not me. No, sir. My head is average sized. Hey. It was figurative. Okay? It's figurative. I should really do that thing that artists do where they're like, here's the color, so you can color pick it, you know? Look at me being a good artist. Because I've literally never used something like this before, where it's like, you press down harder and it changes the like, opacity. So I should really get good at doing that, you know? You think the stripes on his head are like this color? Yo, he got the fade. Or do you think they're like orange? I don't know. Anyway, I should do the rest of his body. Like the feet. Do. Okay. And then the eyes are just this very light blue, almost glowing kind of color. Not that bright though. Should be pale like that, yeah. Kind of mirrors Shinx's eyes a little bit, which was not fully intentional, but I did take inspiration from it. And to be honest, I think that makes his eyes stand out too much. Hi, rival. Welcome in. Don't speak fluent English, but it's a pleasure to stop by. That's okay. I'm happy that you're here. You know, how have you been doing? Have you got any tips for designing original Pokemon? I've been thinking about trying it myself. That is a great question. My number one thing when I am designing original Pokemon is... Hold on, let me think. Let's see here. I'm actually going to use... Let's see. Okay. Never mind. Okay. My number one tip, right, is, if you want to design an original Fakemon, right, you don't need to, but I strongly recommend, using existing Pokemon as a basis, right? You don't want your mons to be super close, like too similar to original Pokemon, but you want to make them convincing enough that they could, like, if you showed them to somebody who knows nothing about the series and said, this is a real Pokemon, they'd be like, oh, okay, you know? Which I guess is a given, and that doesn't really help that much. But I definitely use, like, elements from real Pokemon as, like, reference. Like I said, the snout from Urshifu. In my Pikachu clone here, I have you gotta have the signature cheeks. He's like a rodent, I guess. I don't know. Another thing. Never settle on the first design that looks decent, okay? I guarantee you that you can refine it and make it way cooler, right? Like, I mean, look at this thing, right? This thing's ugly. But we spent tons of time just, like, working on it, workshopping it. I mean, this stream alone, we've gotten so much workshopping done, right? And another thing that's very important is you want your Pokemon, especially if you're designing multiple, you want to have them all have, like, unique silhouettes, right? And you might be thinking, what does that mean, right? If I take a brick here, where's my pen? I put it down. Okay. If I take Kubrick, right, and I just take a marker to him and I go, okay, I'm just gonna black out the entire thing, right? Right? And I do this for his whole body, and it's like, oh, he's just a black blob now. You want to design your Pokemon so that even if you do this, you are able to tell which of your Pokemon it is, right? Even more so against your own Pokemon, because there's the thing, and I'm guilty of this, where I make all of my designs look very similar to each other, just like same shape, very similar silhouette, and it makes them feel kind of repetitive and boring, you know? So you want to make sure you are adding details to your design that not only fit with the theme, but like also give it a good silhouette, because a strong silhouette is like very important in like good character design, you know? Like, you look at this, you're like, oh, that's Kubrick, right? You take a look at, like, hold on. You take a look at Jakute. If I were to just take this guy and boop, 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 boop. If I just do that, right? It's like, oh, what's this Pokemon? You can well, if you know my Mons, right? You'll be able to tell that that's Jakute. For example, here's a quick quiz for you. This Pokemon, right? Here's the silhouette. People who know my fake decks, do you know which Mon this is? You know? This is a crash course, by the way. We're doing a crash course now. And it's interactive. Who's that Pokemon? Yeah, literally. Like, the Who's That Pokemon segment on... I didn't even think of that, but the Who's That Pokemon segment on, like, the anime is a very good example of this. It's like, you're able to tell who it is instantly, right? Pikachu? A Pikachu? It's Rufin. Yeah, Crimson. See, if you guessed Rufin, you'd be correct, because that's Rufin right there. Let's do another one. This is fun, actually. It's me, Mario. Let's see here. Who's this Pokemon? We'll do like one or two more of these, because I really like this. I think it's a cool hands-on thing. Oh no, Neon found a new distraction. Hey, it's an art stream. I'm showing off art, you know? It's on topic. My bad, this is the first stream of you I've tuned into. That's okay, Pancake Gaming. This just means you get to learn more about what I do and the things I've made, and I hope that it's informative, and I hope that it inadvertently convinces you to catch more streams and watch my short series where I go into detail about every single Fakemon that I've ever made so far. It's Nestreed. Yeah, Crimson got it once again. Check this out. Boom, Nestreed. It's gotta be Farfetch'd. I will say it kind of does. It kind of gives Farfetch'd with its wing shape when it's silhouetted. Chat, do you want to do one more? Let's do a tough one. What's a tough one? Ooh. Who's that Pokemon? I can't spell it. No, you're good. Don't worry about it. We got this guy. Bro's gonna pull out one he's not shown before. I don't think I have, like, images exported for the ones that I haven't done before. It's Cafalo. Yeah, exactly. Boop, boop. We got Cafalo. Alright. And I think doing that kind of practice, I don't know, maybe it could be helpful. Bouffalant! Yes. No, you want a Bouffalant ripoff, you go for its evolution. Look at this thing. It's giving bovine creature of the aggressive nature. Thank you for the follow, Rival. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Dang. Hold on. Chat. One more time. Oh, that's not right. One more time. Da, 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 da. Da. Who's that Pokemon? See, I don't even think Crimson's gonna get this one. I don't even know. He might get it. He might not he doesn't know its name, but he might get it. Zubat? Wait. He's panicking, chat. Crimson's panicking. The spotlight is on you, brother. It's the Evo of the bat, I think. Ding 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 ding. You'd be right. It's Malfang. Boop. I really like this guy a lot. Not the one you showed today, but before. Check this guy out. I think he's one, like, my favorite art that I've done for a Pokemon so far. I'm a very big fan of how he looks. But anyway, that's enough of that. We're gonna put Jakutet back, okay? Boop. Anyway, what were we talking about? I don't remember. So close. Yeah, Pancake, you were very close. He's like the Zubat equivalent, you know? Burley pulled out one he's not modeled yet. I have more art for more Mons that I haven't modeled yet. I'm just not super... I might... Like, one of them I'm not entirely happy with yet, so I might change it. And we might do that on stream, but that's yet to be seen. Back to this, though. Because we were drawing things beforehand. Doop 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 boop boo boo doop boop boo. Okay, question. Does this look good if it's like brown? I think that looks fine when it's brown like that. I don't think I want it to be like dark brown. I don't think that looks as good. But I definitely think the light brown, I think that works, you know? Just as like a base color palette. And then I can do this and just kind of... There's our color palette 1. Now, I want to try out another color palette that I've done on previous, like... I think it's like this color? No. Like this color. Yeah, like this color. I'm gonna go wash some dishes and then jump on block bench to start my models. Gosh, painting hightail textures is such a pain. Is that your impression of me? Because I do not work on hightail, disclaimer. But that would be really funny if I did and just didn't tell you guys. Boop 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 boop. Hightail's not released yet? No. My god, I'm not even gonna attempt. At least with MC, you don't have to do hyper detailed textures for something to fit in. That's true. And you've also got like resource packs and stuff at your disposal to like, so you, if it could be, you could be like, hey, I like the art style of this resource pack, so I'm gonna use it for my custom stuff, and then you just use the pack with the resource pack installed, and it's like, hey, check it out. You know? There we go. But 5 days till it is. That's right. Hightail does come out in 5 days. That's insane. Not that yellow. Maybe brighter yellow. I should be color pickering this stuff. Why am I not doing this correctly? Chat. Fraud artist? Fraud streamer? They're not putting their colors down so they can color pick them. Fraud alert. You know what I should do? I'm gonna remap my drawing tablet really quick. This button can be whatever. What is color picker on this? What's the button for color picker? Is it P? What is the color picker button? Where do I see keybinds? When do I usually stream? I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays usually. You can check out my YouTube community page to see my weekly schedule, or I also post it on Twitter. It'll be my pinned tweet. You can check there too. I want to practice them. I want to do commissions so I can buy hightail myself, otherwise there's no way my other expenses wouldn't let me. Exactly. Exactly. Tool. Where's color picker? Color picker. Eyedropper? Oh, it's eyedropper in this. Okay, so it's eye. Okay. Let me just change this to eye. There we go. Now I have a color picker button. Yippee! So yeah, now I can just color pick. This is why I pre-ordered it last month. True. You can just like... play Hytale and have a good time. I probably won't be playing Hytale myself, but that is just because I never really followed it. And it has not garnered a lot of interest from me just because I haven't been exposed to it, you know? That's not to say I don't think it's a good game. I literally just don't know if I think it's a good game, you know? Oh, too many models. I don't really know much about digital art. What would you recommend for starting out? For starting out, I would recommend this software called Paint.net. It sounds like a website, but it's actually a software, and it's what I used before I like upgraded to like Photoshop and stuff. I think it's very nice. There are a few complaints I have about it, but it's free and I think it's very good. Other than that, I use Photoshop, but Photoshop's like paid, so it's like if you want to pay a subscription, you can use Photoshop, but like if you don't want to, there are other options, right? And then for this, I use Medibang Paint for my drawing tablet. If you have a drawing tablet, it doesn't really work perfectly with Photoshop, so I bought Medibang Paint once I get this drawing tablet because I looked up what a good what some good like things are, some good programs for drawing tablets are, and it said Medibang Paint Pro. So that's what I got, and that's the reason why I got this. Those are my recommendations, at least. And like, I should say, take everything I say with a grain of salt because I'm not like a professional artist or anything. Like I'm not like the crazy artists that draw like super detailed stuff. I mean, look at the stuff that I'm drawing, right? Like I hardly even know what I'm doing, so hey chat, guess who forgot to do the thing again? Hello? I would like this color, please. Okay. And then I could probably just do this again. And then maybe his eyes should be a different color. Maybe his eyes should be like, I don't know. Evil Kubrick. I don't know. No, I don't like that at all. Maybe I use like a darker blue, honestly. Just like this color. Boop. Oops. Boop. You know? And then I can just do this. Maybe brownie orange. See, I thought about that. I want the eyes to have contrast is the thing. I want them to like stand out, but not too much. We could try brownish orange, like this kind of color. Nope, that is an eraser. Okay. So cool. That is not brownish orange. Maybe like this color. This is interesting. I will say, It interests me. Let's make this a little... There we go. Or maybe I could do something like this. You know? I don't know. Just throwing ideas out there. I don't know if I like the orange or not. Especially with this color palette. Maybe a... Hold on. This is still me messing around, by the way. Maybe a yellowy orange. Yeah. Whoop. Hold on, I'll just make this easy on myself. Now it kind of looks like Chirpera, but not quite. I kind of dig it though. This is now this color. This is now this color. Okay. We could do something like that. Yellowy orange. How about we do yellowy orange for this next one? Chat, give me some colors. What colors could this bear be? What are some electricity colors? We do like... We could do Shinx. We could pull a Shinx. Make him like this color. He's staring into my soul. Hold on, I just realized I was doing that really stupidly. There we go. Ah. I don't know. I'm just playing with the opacity thing. And then, ooh, wait, we could do like a... Well, first of all, classic mistake. Put the color up here. You do like a dark like this color for the body. If we haven't figured out already, this is literally me just copying Shinx's color palette. And seeing where it gets us. If it like, I'm not gonna use this color palette in the final, almost definitely, but I want to see if it inspires me, you know? Bye guys, see you later. Bye rival. I'm glad you could stop by. Thanks a bunch. I hope to see you in future streams, okay? You have a good rest of your night or whatever time it is for you. And then after this, we can put the color here, and then we move on to like this color. Boop boo boop boo. Boo 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 boo. Boop. It's a very bright yellow. And then I can bring back this for the stomach. And then the feet can also be blue. Right? And then we need white for the eyes. Oh, I need to color the ears yellow as well. That can wait a second. That should be more yellowy than orange. It should be like this color. Yeah. And then just take this. And there he is with Shink's colors. I don't think it really works for his design, but it is a neat palette, you know? I think it's interesting to think about. Let's see here. Water. Let's see here. I like the idea of him having like a darker body than head. Elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. Is that a YouTube emote? They don't show up for me on OBS, the YouTube emotes, but it's funny seeing them. We could also do a Teddy Ursa ripoff. How about that? What color is Teddy Ursa? Like this color? Yeah. He looks like a tiger now, which is not exactly the vibe. Maybe Elekid colors? That's also a thought. We could try that out after this one. I have a feeling Teddy Ursa colors are gonna be super boring and not even, like, communicate that he's an electric type. Because it's just gonna be this. Right? And then we take the other color, which is just like this. And suddenly we've just made a new Teddy Ursa. That's too small of a brush. He's even got the thing on his head, and then he's got, like, dark eyes. Oh my lord, I need a smaller brush. There's Teddy Ursa. It doesn't look good at all. It doesn't even read as an electric. It reads as something, but not an electric type. What's next? Elekid colors? Let's do Elekid colors next. Boop. So it'd be, what, yellow and black, primarily? Boop. I think the black stripes could be something. Wait, I have an idea for this, actually. Why are you sad facing? What did I say something sad? Boo doop, boop, boo. Boo, boo, boo. Because I did like the design where his body was like much darker, right? Maybe we don't have to go crazy overboard with the colors. Maybe just a couple is all we need, you know? Doo-doo. Okay. And then small brush for this. The feet, I guess, can be this color too. And then this up top. Like that. What color would the snout be, though? Because I can't just make the snout black, can I? I don't think that would look very good. Like if I just did this. Like, the snout would have to be something different than that. Which in turn could be, I don't know, like this color? Or no, wait. Could be like that color. And does Elekid have colored eyes at all? Does anybody know? I don't think he does. I think it's just black eyes. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try like this color. Neon, need your help. Okay, what you need help with? Be that, or alternatively we could do this. Oops, that's not the right button. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. And then we just kind of I don't know if I want to give his eyes the shine. He feels almost too... He doesn't feel like a bear if he has the shine. He feels like some sort of cat creature. Since screenshots, I need help deciding. Okay, 1 second. Let me color his ears real quick, and then I will let you know what I think. Would his ears be that color? No, his ears would be white, wouldn't they? And I realized this would be giving him the same color ears as Tinderus, but I feel like in context it kind of works. I don't know. Maybe it could be like an off-white. There we go, there's that color scheme. Alright, what did you send me, Crimson? What looks better is the shiny full inverted colors, or just changing the purple to orange? Doo 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 doo. If this is the regular, then... Okay, I'm a little biased because I personally like the more subtle shinies. So I would say, let's see. I would say the purple one, personally. But that's my 2 cents. Sorry, I know I can't show chat because, you know, but that would be my choice if I had to pick. What are some other color schemes? I was thinking I could do like a weird one, but I don't know how that would go over. Like, what if it was like dark blue and like almost green? You know what? We'll just draw it. Screw it. What could go wrong? Like this kind of blue. He's gonna look like a Mountain Dew bottle when he's done. Boo-doo-boo, boo-doo-boo. Boo-doo-boo, boo-doo-boo, boo-doo-boo. Like that. I was using orange as a placeholder as I swapped the colors and it kind of looked cool. Oh, okay. That makes sense. And then for secondary color, we can go like this. Yeah. He's gonna come out of this looking like Buzz Lightyear, dude. Sent his Eva, by the way, with the orange coloring, which is what got me to see what it looked like on the pre-Eva. Oh, really? Oh, I see, I see, I see. Interesting. I don't know. I might have mentioned this previously, but I'm not the biggest fan of orange in designs generally. Of course, this is just my own thing. I do not speak for every person, obviously. Just in my experience, I tend to just naturally stray away from using that color. And of course, I don't always not use it, right? I use it sometimes. Like, I literally used it in the original Kubrick design. It's just a personal preference of mine. Oops. That is not the right button. Yeah, that's the bat Pokemon done. How do you like the colors? I think the colors on the bat Pokemon look very cool, honestly. I still think it's very funny that we picked like the same color palette for both of our bat Pokemon. I think that's a very nice, fun coincidence. That works for the body. Maybe I'll make the ears black as well. You know, I was talking to my collaborator the other day, right? And they brought up the fact that when it comes to electric type Pokemon, there are two types of electric type Pokemon. There are animals and there are robots, and there is no other kind of electric type Pokemon. If you're an electric type, you're either an animal that can use electricity, like a generic animal that can wield electric powers, or you're a robot. Can you think of any Pokemon that are electric that don't fall into those two categories? By the way, I sent a side view to show you the claws on the feet. Ooh, really? Ooh, they look like they are built for grabbing. They are built for grabbing and they will I can't talk. They could very easily pierce human skin. And I personally don't want to be near them, but I think they're cool. I keep pressing all the wrong buttons on my thing, by the way. Okay, question, do we make the tummy blue, or do we make the feet blue? I personally think we make the feet blue. Like that. And then we can make this like that, you know? His Pokemon is based on a friend who's a vampire. Nice. I've met a lot of people who are demons, but I don't think I've met someone who's a vampire yet. So that's cool. Button, undo button. Why would you undo the button? It's helpful. Bad joke. Do the paws? I think the paws are blue. I think they're blue. Chat, I think his hands are blue. What color are his eyes in this version, though? Like, that seems like a tough one. That seems like a tough call. Maybe they're like a bright green or bright, like, gold. That's the two colors that I'm thinking. Either bright green or bright gold. We'll try both of them. Bright green first. More green than that. Ah! Alright. We've got our glow-in-the-dark, like, nighttime, Kubrick, right? Surprised you haven't tried going for a red color palette? You think red could look good? We can try that for the 7th one. We definitely could try red. We could do green color palette like that, or we could do, like, gold. I don't think I want to go heterochromia just because I definitely think I like the green more. I think it stands out against the blue better. So that is another color palette. Let me just put this up here. Boop. Okay, let's try a red color palette. I'm not sure how well red will translate into electric type, but it's worth a shot. You know? Also, to answer your question from before, there's a Alolan Geodude. Ah, that's a good one. I didn't think of that. And I love Alolan Geodude. He's like one of my favorite Alolan forms. He gets sidelined so much, and it's painful to watch. You know? I mean, he's probably not that great, but you know. That doesn't stop me from liking him. Okay, red and what? Because I can do red color palette all day, but then what? Take out a full evolved one in the server. Oh, a Lowland Golem. We could do a bright yellow snout, like with Urshifu. Boo dee boo boo. Like that. He looks like Magby. Hold on. He looks like Magby. I don't know if I want to do this one. Red and gold, red and white, red and black. Okay, he's giving fire type currently. Maybe I try like a... Nah. Like this color? No. This is not giving electric type. Yeah. I mean, shiny Charger Bug is red. Yeah. But that's just shiny. What color would go with red to translate electricity? I mean, obviously yellow. But I cannot get over how that looks like Magby. And if I add like black to the design... Hold on, I'm not putting in nearly enough effort for this. Do. Like that. What if I make only his face red, and then the rest of him yellow and black? That could work. Maybe. It has potential. But we'll have to see. Do. He looks like he's wearing a hoodie right now. Does anybody else see that? The problem with there's a lot of electric types is they're mostly yellow. Yeah. And after designing a bunch of electric types, I can see why. I think it's hard to make. I think electric types are one of the hardest Pokemon types to design because it's very hard to like convey that something uses electricity through their design and colors, you know? You really have to focus on like yellow if you want to convey electricity. Because there's not a whole lot of other ways to do it that are like universally recognized. Like blue and yellow are the most common colors for electric types. Yeah, exactly. And then we can do this. Give him the classic blue eyes. Boop. Okay. Cause like, I don't know about you, right? But this reads as fire type to me, personally. Which, if this was a fire type, this would be a great design for it. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the color palette. It just doesn't read as electric for me. You know what I mean? God, this, okay, unironically, that would be a great design if he was a fire type. You also have no fighting types. Fighting types are another one that's hard. I don't like designing fighting types. Can I be real with you? They're hard to design. They're very hard to design. So, of all of these, we've got, let's name them all. We've got the classic, we got the classic, we got the generic, we got the Shinx, we got the Teddiursa, we got the this one looks like a cheetah or a leopard to me, I don't know why. We've got the Buzz Lightyear, and we've got the fire type. It could also be a fighting type. I'm not even gonna lie to you, that could pass as a, like, if, like, I'd buy it if this was a fighting, if you told me this was a fighting type, you know? I might have to steal this color palette for another Mon, because this is a good color palette. I kind of like this one, but it doesn't really fit the vibe of Bear. I think Bear is usually warmer tones, like these three here. Like, I like this one, it's just a little bland. There's not a whole lot going on. And I think that's an issue that mainly comes when you make black one of your main colors, or like black and white, because like, there's not a whole lot to look at, you know? I'm actually surprised the only typing you haven't done yet is just fighting. Like, every other type has a mod. Yeah. Fighting is hard because it's like, okay, the context is that it fights. Okay, every Pokemon fights. Where do I go from there? Okay, this one super fights. This one goes to the gym. Oh wait, all Pokemon can go to a gym. You know what I mean? I'm gonna delete the Teddiursa one. I'm gonna be honest, this one has been staring into my soul and it's kind of intimidating. And I think I'm gonna nail it with this one. I'm gonna nail it, and you're gonna watch. Because I'm gonna nail this design here. This Pokemon has boxing gloves. Hitmonchan, who? I'm gonna start with like a very pale yellow at the top. If I can use my actual brush tool. Oh wait, 90% of Pokemon. You telling me there's a tough glove item? Wait, no there's not. What am I talking about? There's an item that's a glove, right? Also another thing that Pokemon does, going back to like my recommendations for drawing Fakemon, kind of in a little way. Pokemon, especially in the earlier games, they use a lot of not saturated colors. Like, if you look at a lot of early Pokemon, they have very, like, washed out color palettes. And I think that's partly because of, like, that one guy that did, like, all the color palettes. He used, like, a very washed out colors. Because he did, like, watercolor or whatever. I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. So I try and replicate that as best I can in my designs as well. Yeah, it's called the punching glove. Okay. There's also Lucky Punch, I just remembered. There needs to be a darker brown. That works. Beep boop beep boop beep beep boop beep boop beep boop. Why did it copy the name of the website and not the name of the item? I have no idea. Okay. Chat, this is gonna be the design that I use, okay? For sure. This design's gonna rock your world, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, Neon, this is the best thing you've ever come up with. You should use this design for every Pokemon from now on. And I'm gonna be like, you're right. And that's how it's gonna go down. Right? And then every stream from this point onward will just be a rerun of this one, where we just rediscover this awesome design over and over and over again, and it's gonna be awesome because every time you guys will be like, Neon, this is the best design I've ever seen. Never make a new thing because you're never gonna top this. And I'll be like, oh, that's kind of... I mean, I would like to create new things at some point, but I get your sentiment and I appreciate it, even though it kind of came across a little rude. But like, I'll look past it because you're my treasured viewers, and I respect that you even come here at all, right? So then I would do that, and then it'd be a good time, and we would create like all these super cool mons, and they all look exactly like this. And I would hit 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Yeah. And that's how it would go down. Speaking of which, I do unironically have like goals for my channel by the end of this year. I want to hit 100 followers on Twitch this year, and I want to hit 250 subscribers on YouTube. Oh god, Razer announced a gaming AI assistant called Project Ava. My god, what does the world come to? They have to compete! They have to enter the competition of AI, in which no one cares about, but companies do because AI is expensive, which means it's good, and it's a good investment because it's expensive, and everybody will use it, and no one will hate it, and they'll make it a mandatory feature that you can't disable, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be awesome, and no one will hate it, and no one will think it was a pointless addition, and no one will think they're trying to pander to AI companies. That's what's gonna happen. This needs some color. Not orange. Sorry. Sorry, don't like it. Hello. Yeah. Just use Siri. What's the point of all this? Siri with an anime avatar? Dude. It's Siri, but then you flirt with it and it's like, shut up. I need a highlight color for this. That's so right. I should use... I don't actually know. Smart is use this to help with everyday tasks for gamers. What Siri is for. Why not just use Google? It's there, it's free, and it's existed for decades. And we don't need a new thing because we have search engines with results that are algorithmic and tested over decades instead of this thing that's wrong half the time because it's trained on nothing because you know? Guys, I think search engines are the future. That's what we should be saying. I think search engines are the future. Should I like quote retweet can I quote retweet whatever announcement they made and just be like, guys, I think search engines are the future. You know what? I bet this is for those types of gamers. Not everything is for those types of gamers, if you know. Okay, that doesn't make sense when I say it like that. It's for the tech bros who are just like, guys, I think AI might be the future. Chat, I'm stuck. Help. I don't know what to make this. I could make it red, but I don't know how that would look. Because brown is a neutral color. I need like a not neutral color. It's for an anime husbando or waifu. Well, you don't need that. You have VTubers and parasocial relationships. Anyway, let me send a screenshot and you go to me. I think I get what you mean already, but I'll accept a screenshot. What's a color that goes with this? I don't even know. I could just make it white, but that would be boring. I could do this. Bro, they're trying to replace VTubers. Ugh, what is that? It's in a jar too. Did you even realize the picture you sent me? The avatar is in a jar. Oh my god. That's awful. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Go back where you were, Jakutet. Why watch a VTuber when you can just turn them into an AI using like that thing and put them in a jar? Chat, if I ever see pictures arise of my VTuber avatar in the Razor jar, I'm gonna crash out. Boop. Okay. What does the world come to? A lot of things, actually. Neon about to start sending orbital strings. No, don't say that. Don't say that. I'll get put on a list. Oops. I'll take this color. Make his hands this color. Maybe his feet as well? No, they need to be this color. I mean, who knows what kind of tech I was on the ship Neon's on. It's a reconnaissance ship. It doesn't have, like, weapons, like, orbital weapons on it or anything. It has things for gathering materials and sending them back to Earth, you know? What the hell is anyone on this planet gonna do? Nothing. As a matter of fact, the most complicated thing on this ship that I've found, at least, is like this, I guess it's a wormhole mechanism. You like put things onto it and it sends them back to Earth. But I don't think anything can come this way. It might be able to, but I don't think I've seen like a way to do it. No reconnaissance ship has 0 weaponry. Well, it doesn't have like ship-mounted cannons. Sure, it'll have like maybe a couple of like personal weapons, right? You have no idea what things you'll encounter in space? Yeah, I mean, if I look for long enough in like the expansive storage room, I'm sure I'll find like weaponry, but nothing like insane, like, you know? Like, I don't think the ship has like mounted laser beams or anything like that. You know? I wonder how big is that ship? It's pretty big. I'd say it's a medium to large size ship. I mean, there's like an entire room that is just water storage. Like, literally, you walk in and it's like 10 like tanks of water, and it just cycles them constantly, and the tanks are like 5 times my size. And I have no idea how any of it works, so if the water stops being purified correctly, I'm in big trouble. Definitely enough room to store a lot of research materials. Yeah. And of course, there are some rooms, like the control room, that I can't get into because it requires biometrics, because somebody thought that was a good idea. So I, like, can't get into, like, the ship controls or anything like that. There might be more rooms that I just don't know about that require biometrics that are in the biometric room, you know? There's a room, there's like a maintenance room for like the food thing. Chances are, I bet there are many mining drones that go out at times to harvest ice meteors. Here's the thing, I'm pretty sure this ship actually just recycles the water that's on the ship. And I know that, the way that the ship powers itself is actually, it's a fusion reactor that takes any stray like oxygen and hydrogen particles in space, and it just like collects them and filters them, and then it fuses them into water, and that's how we get the ship powers from that fusion, and then it creates excess water like molecules. Of course, it's at a very slow rate because it's like singular molecules, but it does create water. That is how the engine works. And no, I did not make that up right on the spot. Me saying that probably made it seem more suspicious, but no, that has been established in the past. Okay, what do you think the blue on, sorry, I'm like changing subjects. Back to what I was working on. So there's a limited amount of water, it has to produce some water somehow, and the best way, for my knowledge, would be to mine floating ice meteors. I don't know. I'm in intergalactic space, there's like nothing out here anyway. Yeah. Although one thing that's cool is that if I look out like some of the rear windows on the ship, I can like see the Milky Way, and it's sick. Sorry, I get hyper fixated on these things. Don't worry about it. Everybody has their own hyper fixations. Anyway, this color looks good. You think so? I think it could use a little something, but I'm not sure what. Maybe a little bit of this. Like that. Does that look good? What if I do this? Not that. Hold on. Hello, this is the right color, right? Yes. No, it wasn't. Okay, cool, awesome, love that. Or maybe this. You know? Do you think that looks better, or do you think the blue looks better? Hold on. Oh my lord, okay. Give me this color. Boom. Boom. Think that looks good, or that? What do you think? I'm thinking the yellow, personally, but I don't know. The blue is good, but the yellow is also good. Oops. Blue is good, but I also really like the yellow. I don't know. What if the yellow is its shiny and the blue is its normal? Can you imagine? Shiny, normal, shiny, normal, shiny. That's a little too subtle for my likes. Maybe the shiny would just be this. I feel like that might be a little too Shinx coded, but who knows. God, can you believe I used to think this is what we were gonna go with earlier this stream? Can you imagine if I had went with this all the way through? That would have been awful. But yeah, we literally did come full circle. We just changed like a few more subtle things to make it better. Tell you what, I'm gonna go orange ears for now. Just because I feel like it balances the colors better. I don't want there to be too much blue. I want it to be primarily yellow. Like that. Ah! And I think that looks good for now. Can you believe how much of a difference it made to literally just take the original's design and just go like, you know what? It needs a fresh coat of paint. So we made its ears square and gave it some bars, and suddenly it looks a million times better. Isn't that crazy? I think that's kind of insane. So much concepting. Yeah, and for so little change as well. But I think it was definitely worth it. Because I think the new better is much more designed. I definitely think, because some gripes I had with the old design were, I don't know how much I liked the orange. It was too bright, and the eyes stood out way too much because of the insane color difference. And I think we fixed, like, all of those issues. We made his body darker, so that there's like a better balance between the values, right? And then we added some more blue to make the eyes stand out less. And we gave him a little more detail and made him a little less generic, you know? I think that's literally all we needed for this guy, and I think I'm just going to stick with this design, personally. Like, I'm a big fan. I got no complaints for this one. And with that, I think that's all we have time for this stream, actually, which is kind of sad, but you know what? I had fun this stream. Despite the mass repetitive nature of it, I had fun today, and I hope you guys did too. If you're on YouTube, you should consider liking and subscribing if you like today's stream, and if you're on Twitch and you're not following it, you should do that as well, because it helps me out a lot, and subscribing on YouTube helps me out a lot, and I would appreciate it. Also, if you're curious about these Fakemon that I make and you want to know more about them, you should check out my shorts series on YouTube. I post shorts whenever I finish modeling a new mon in Blockbench and adding them into Minecraft, where you can learn all about them. I do that for every single one. So you should check that out. If you want to see sneak peeks or stuff that I'm working on off stream, you should check my Twitter. I post like drawings that I do off stream on Twitter, so you should check out there. I also post when I go live on Twitter, so that's useful. And yeah, VOD will be on my YouTube channel. You can check it out there. Thank you so much to chat who is here earlier, who is here now, who's chatting, who lurked. It doesn't matter. I appreciate you all equally. And I will see you guys on Friday for our Minecraft stream. Actually, we're going to be back on the Cobblemon server on Friday. So look forward to that. But until then, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.